Hello, my name is Abby Prosper, and I tell stories from Africa and the African diaspora. One of the top questions that I get from people is, can I move to Ghana and find a job? A lot of people think about that because there are so many people who are working for companies and they just want to make a change. They want to move, but they want to make sure that whenever they move, they can find work, they can be employable, that they can take care of themselves, pay their rent, take care of their families, take care of themselves. Now, moving to another country can be quite daunting. And moving to a developing country like Ghana can be even more challenging when you're used to living in places like the US, Canada, the UK, Australia, wherever you may be, that's considered a developed nation. Coming to a developing nation can have its challenges. First of all, it is not a place that I suggest that you move to if you're coming to look for a job. Now, a few years ago, I just want to preface that I'm the author of this book, Your Essential Guide on Moving to Ghana. It's available on Amazon, and it is a great guide for somebody who doesn't have much knowledge about Ghana. You're just learning the ropes and you're trying to figure things out. I'm going to read to you from chapter 6. Chapter 6 is called Finding Work. So when you don't have any roots planted in the country or any connections, finding work in Ghana is extremely difficult. I can't stress this enough. Don't assume you can walk into any job just because you're moving there from abroad. If you move to the country without obtaining a job before arrival, expect to spend up to 6 months before you might secure one. I highly recommend seeking employment before you make the decision to move. It makes the transition easier. Certain industries have a higher number of opportunities than others, and depending on your experience level abroad, you could potentially obtain a good, well-paying job in Ghana before you even arrive. Ghana is a country that is still very much title-driven, meaning employers tend to favor people with titles and higher levels of education. A master's degree or a PhD is perceived as more valuable, even if it's not necessary for the position. Many times, hiring managers value a postgraduate degree higher than someone with real hands-on experience. So just wanted to read that a little bit just to let you know that I do share quite a bit of information in this book. And it's very important that you understand the lay of the land when you make the decision to move to Ghana. Now, I just skipped to the next page where I say finding a job. When doing your job search online, it can be difficult to filter out which job sites are legitimate and who has a proven track record for assisting candidates in finding work. At the end of this chapter, I provided a list of a few websites known to help individuals in their search for careers in the continent of Africa. Now, this book, as I said, this is my second edition. The first edition was published in 2018. Second edition was published in 2019. Your Essential Guide on Moving to Ghana. There's a bit of a glare. There we go. It's a bit of a glare. Your Essential Guide on Moving to Ghana, available on Amazon, is packed with a lot of information that can be very helpful for you when you're making the decision to move to Ghana. So I also wanted to mention that I am currently in the process of preparing to have a trip. I have a lot of people who keep asking me about coming to Ghana. They want to come, they want to have a great time, they want to have that first experience. They're trying to put things together and can't seem to figure things out. Well, I have good news. I have partnered to put a trip together for you to come to Ghana. This trip is the whole itinerary. It's a gateway experience coming to Ghana for the first time. Maybe it's your second time and you want to make this experience different than before, but this is really tailored for someone who's never been to Ghana before. So I hope that you can join me. I often get a lot of women, especially, who are reaching out, women in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, who want to make this trip, and they're not quite sure what Ghana is like, and have wanted to have a connection, something that can be a spiritual experience, like a spa experience, a learning, historical experience. And I provide all of that, a cultural experience, and I provide all of that for you on this curated trip. Now, here is the first trip, October 6th to 16th, this trip to Ghana, your gateway experience with me. This trip is a taste of Ghana, and this is your opportunity to book an experience and see Ghana through my eyes. There is a rate for single occupancy and double occupancy. There's a child rate. This is going to be the trip of a lifetime. You can join me and experience Ghana differently. I have been living here for 8 years. And in the 8 years that I have been living here, it has been a wild ride, an experience that I treasure, an experience that I want other people to have. Of course, living here is completely different than coming on vacation, but I promise you it'll be the vacation of a lifetime, an experience of a lifetime unlike any other. Ghana has a way of calling people to have this, this beautiful connection, and to see a piece of history, and to see Africa in a different light. Because we know that the Africa that we often see in media, in past decades, has not been the reality on the ground. There are so many different things to see and so many wonderful, welcoming people that you get a chance to learn from. So I want you to join me on this trip. So I have the dates are October 6th to 16th, 2025 this year. And if you can't make the trip this year, I also have dates from March 1st to March 10th, 2026. So I want to share that with you today. I will put the links to both dates in the comments section, pinned to the top, as well as the link to purchase my book, Your Essential Guide on Moving to Ghana. It's also a handy book of information, even if you're not moving to Ghana. If you're just coming for a trip, it also has a lot of information in here that can be very useful and very helpful. Things like, cultural experiences, talking about healthcare. So when I say healthcare, because when you come on vacation, you should still be kind of aware of, what you may need to know, because if you do get sick while you're on your trip, it's good to have some understanding of the way that the systems are here. It's a private healthcare. There's government hospitals, and then there's private healthcare hospitals. Typically, people who are traveling here would prefer going to the private hospitals, which there's going to be fees for. You pay a consultation fee for seeing the doctor, whatever it is, an emergency fee. You pay for your medications, pay for any tests that you need to do. So just be aware and have some money set aside in case of sickness while you're away. It's something that sometimes we don't want to think about, or you may want to buy some health insurance for when you're traveling. So just a couple of tips. Anyway, I just wanted to make this quick short video to give you a little bit of information, because I get some of these questions all the time. I'm going to do my best to constantly share answers to some of the questions that I get from people on a regular basis when it comes to Ghana. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, share it with others. And I look forward to seeing you again.